Love is blind, so they say. When you fall, can't keep away. Man and woman, man to man, woman plus a woman, part of love's plan. Yeah, I can't tell you below or above where it comes from. You can't help who you love. It's more than a feeling, fits like a glove. Keep your heart open, you can't help who you love. Keep your heart open, you can't help who you love. You can't help who you love. Can't help who you love. You know, some people won't understand what's not theirs to comprehend. 'Cause love seeks love in all shapes and sizes. But when it finds you, it mesmerizes. Oh, I can't tell you below or above where it comes from. You can't help who you love. It's more than a feeling, fits like a glove. Keep your heart open, you can't help who you love. Keep your heart open, you can't help who you love. You can't help who you love. You can't help who you love. Some people ask, what would Jesus do? He'd be the love. What would you do? Make a choice. Take a stand for your brothers and sisters, every woman and man. I can't tell you below or above where it comes from. You can't help who you love. It's more than a feeling, fits like a glove. Keep your heart open, you can't help who you love. Can't help who you love. You can't help who you love. Can't help who you love. Can't help who you love. Tell you below or above where it comes from. You can't help who you love. It's more than a feeling and it fits like a glove. Yeah, keep your heart open. You can't help who you love. Take it home now. Keep your heart open. You can't help who you love. Keep your heart open, you can't help who you love. I release and I let go. I let the Spirit run my life, and my heart is open wide. Yes, I'm only here for God. No more struggle, no more strife. With my faith I see the light. I am free in the spirit. Yes, I'm only here for God. I release and I let go. I let the spirit run my life. And my heart is open wide. Yes, I'm only here for God. No more struggle, no more strife. With my faith I see the light. I am free in the spirit. Yes, I'm only here for God. I release and I let go. I let the spirit run my life. And my heart is open wide. Yes, I'm only here for God. No more struggle, no more strife. With my faith I see the light. I am free in the spirit. Yes, I'm only here for God.
Thank you, Jamie Lula and Andy Belling. We're so blessed to have both of you here today as musicians. So thank you for being here. And a good morning to each and every one of you. Welcome to the Center for Spiritual Living, Los Angeles. I'm Reverend Dr. Keith Cox, and it's a joy and a pleasure to have you all with us here in the room, as well as those that are joining us on Facebook, as well as on Zoom. So a big hello to everyone who is participating today. And happy Gay Pride. Right? So wonderful to be here. So today we're obviously back in person in the room, and it's just fantastic to be here today and to come together in community so that we can not only be together, but feel the power and the presence of each other as we connect to the power and the presence of the divine itself. And so come on in, ladies. So let's open up our service today by doing just that, feeling that connection to the power and the presence. And as we do that, we're going to do a really quick little song for someone that just came in, my friend Rachel, and it's her birthday. Let's do a quick happy birthday. Everybody, happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Rachel. Happy birthday to you. Fabulous. And so I know for those of you online, you weren't able to see Rachel's lovely face, but she's here looking most beautiful today and celebratory. And what a joy to get to share this day with you and celebrate you. So happy birthday, my dear. Happy birthday. No, we're online too. So we're not doing a lot of interaction right now. So we're going to invite up the Reverend Lenore, who will take us through our morning ritual. So let's welcome Lenore to the stage. Yes.
I am holy light.
On behalf of the Board of Trustees, it is my honor and privilege to welcome you here today. So what a joy it is to come together and be in person in a community, this community, and to look each other in the eyes and feel each other's presence. In our previous services and gathering, in this service, we have done a ritual called Calling in the Light. Calling in the Light builds upon the foundation of each time we have performed that ritual. Today, we amend and rename it. It's called Setting the Intention. One of the things we have here at CSL Los Angeles is a rich 30-plus year history. And today we honor this history. And we choose to know the importance
and power of being present in this very moment, giving rise to and setting the foundation of what is to come. Today, let's remember our role in the creative process. And that role is to set the intention, to be open to the possibilities of what can be made manifest, and live with faith each step of the way. Today, as we light the candle and set the intention of a bright future for us individually and collectively as a community, I would like to remind us of the foundational principles written by Ernest Holmes, the founder of the Science of Mind, a philosophy, a faith, and a way of life. These principles were originally published in the first issue of the Science of Mind magazine in 1927. That's almost 100 years ago. They are known as the Declaration of Principles, and I invite you to hear them anew and remember the power they have held for us over the years. We believe in God, the living Spirit Almighty, one, indestructible, absolute, and self-existence cause. This one manifests itself in and through all creation, but is not absorbed by its creation. The manifest universe is the body of God. It is the logical and necessary outcome of the infinite self-knowingness of God. We believe in the individualization of the Spirit in us, and that all people are individualizations of the one Spirit. We believe in the eternality, the immortality, and the continuity of the individual soul, forever and ever expanding. We believe that heaven is within us and that we experience to the degree that we become conscious of it. We believe the ultimate goal of life is to be a complete freedom, incomplete freedom from all discord of every nature, and that this goal is sure to be attained by all. We believe in the unity of all life and that the highest God and the innermost God is one God. We believe that God is personal to all who feel this indwelling presence. We believe in the direct revelation of truth through our intuitive and spiritual nature, and that anyone may become a revealer of truth who lives in close contact with the indwelling God. We believe that the universal spirit, which is God, operates through a universal mind, which is the law of God, and that we are surrounded by this creative mind which receives the direct impress of our thought and acts upon it. We believe in the healing of the sick and control of conditions through the power of this mind. We believe in the eternal goodness, the eternal loving kindness, and the eternal givingness of life to all. We believe in our own soul, our own spirit, and our own destiny, for we understand that the life of all is God.
and love. I use strength and love. I use strength and love. I am one with God. I am one with God. I am one with
Beautiful. You're welcome. And the song was good too, JB.
And the what?
And the song was good too.
Bless your heart.
Don't we just love our one and only Jamie Lula? Always so colorful and full of life, and just has just returned from a spiritual expedition in Costa Rica. So we're so happy to have him back with us. And it's so good to see him in person. I was just sharing with him. I haven't seen him in person in 2.5 years. Yeah, 2.5 years.
I wept the whole time.
So you. I know, I went silent because I was taking that in. My brother from a different mother. So I want to send some love out to, in that we're not doing the candle lighting in the traditional sense. We don't light what's called the healing candle right now, even though we can choose to let that be the healing candle. And I was just reading posts from a couple of our congregants who we thought would be with us today, here today, who are home ill. So let's just send love and light to them. So you guys, you're ready for your re-entrance onto the stage for your next song? So it's my great pleasure to welcome back to the Bema the one and only Jamie Lula and Andy Belling. Isn't it great to have Andy Belling back with us live and in person on the piano today? He really wanted to be here today, so he asked if he could come do this with Jamie. We said absolutely. So what song are you singing for us now?
Light of the World.
Mm-hmm.
The song that came out of a meditation when I lived over on Moore Park, and my altar was on my dresser next to my bed, and someone had told me I needed to put a mirror on the altar.
Uh-huh.
And I looked in the mirror that day, and I woke up. I knew none of you can relate, but it was like I just was feeling bad and not good. I hadn't done it right, and I was blah, blah, blah. And I went and wrote this song. It came out of it. It became an affirmation.
Oh, fabulous. Well, thank you for sharing it.
And I just got to say, I love Keith Cox, but I love Andy Belling, and I love working with him. Such a kind, gentle soul, and just so honored to work with him. Thank you. Thank you. So you know those mornings that you wake up and you just don't feel like you're enough. Na 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 na. You're not bad. You're not selfish. You're not ugly. You're not broken, damaged, or dysfunctional. You're not the things you tell yourself you are, not the opinions of others or old scars, because you are the light of the world. Yes, you are the light of the world. Make a joyful noise unto the Spirit of your life. Make a joyful noise unto the Spirit of your life. And everybody said, na 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 na, na 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 na, na 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 na, na 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 na, you're not stupid, lazy, you're not fat or too thin. You're not a big mouth, a crybaby. You're not a bully or original sin. You're not the things you tell yourself you are, not the opinions of others or old scars. Because you are the light of the world. Yes, you are the light of the world. Make a joyful noise unto the Spirit of your life. Make a joyful noise unto the Spirit of your life. Make a joyful noise unto the Spirit of your life. Make a joyful noise unto the Spirit. 'Cause I'm gonna love you, make my heart your home. And I'm gonna love you when you feel alone. And I'm gonna love you when your blues creep in. And I'm gonna love you until the end and start all over again. Because you are the light of the world. Sing it with me if you feel like you are the light of the world. Sing it to your neighbor. You are the light of the world. Oh yes, you are. You are the light of the world. Make a joyful noise now, people. Make a joyful noise unto the Spirit of your life. Make a joyful noise unto the Spirit of your life. Make a joyful noise unto the Spirit of your life. Make a joyful noise unto the Spirit. Make a joyful noise. Make a joyful noise. Oh, make a joyful noise. Here we go. Make a joyful noise unto the Spirit. Unto God's Spirit as your life.
Oh. Yes. Thank you, Jamie.
Thank you.
And Andy, and all of you, and thank you to Life for giving you a crappy morning so that you could wake up and look in the mirror to create that song. You know, so the gift and the crappy feelings, right? So as you were singing that, I could visualize you looking into the mirror in the mornings and having a healing moment. I know you're all about the healing, as we all are. I was just as standing back there listening to Jamie and watching you all sing along and having talk about you are the light of the world. I started noticing the lights that are on the boards in the back where the plaques exist for the names of those that are deceased. And in Jewish tradition, from my understanding, is you light the light on this board of the month that they passed away. And so there's a couple of lights that are lit. And as you were singing, "You are the light of the world," I was thinking, not only are we all the light of the world in this very moment, but what an opportunity we have to bring in the light of those that have transitioned or passed on, no matter who they are, whether we knew them or not. I know some of us are grieving the loved ones of our spiritual offspring right now. Anne's beloved little one left this week. And so let's just all be tender with ourselves and gentle with ourselves when we not only speak and know that we're the light of the world by looking in the mirror, but know that you never know what's going on in people's life, and to just remember to be kind and gentle with them, and to remember to stay present and just be appreciative of what we have. It's pride. You know, I don't know about you guys, but everywhere you turn in today's world, you see rainbow stripes. And I was having a conversation the other night with a friend about the pride that is existing. And I say it in that way because it was like, there is West Hollywood pride, there's Los Angeles pride, there's Venice pride, there's downtown pride, there's Hollywood pride, there's rainbow everywhere, 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 right? It's rainbow. We even have it here, right, with the intersectionality of the trans flag. And the conversation that he and I were having, that he said to me was, I think we're overusing the brand. I think we are diluting the brand of pride, to which we got into a rather deep and healthy conversation around that concept. And in as much as I agree in the context that it certainly is a bit overkill in the commercial world today, I think one of the challenges with that is we have, when I say we, I'm talking about the overarching element of the modern world, have lost kind of a sense of the reason behind pride, right? But the question that I have for us today is, in life, can we have too much pride? Not as a human being of feeling proud, but in the context of celebrating the LGBTQ plus community. After years of being ostracized, closeted, persecuted, and more over the years, and I know that that's true for me personally as for many others, based on the story we were all sharing this morning, which I won't give you the details right now, but there was definitely, I had been closeted and persecuted at the same time. But in the modern world of our evolution today, certainly in the US of A and potentially in developing countries, the rights of LGBTQ individuals are definitely being threatened. And so I believe that it's our responsibility of those who honor humanity. The mission statement for the Centers for Spiritual Living is honoring, basically supporting individuals finding their spiritual magnificence. And ours is to support individuals finding their personal self-empowerment through a spiritual awakening, to do everything that we can in our power to support each and every individual finding their personal self-empowerment, of living from a perspective of honoring who they are as individualizations of the one thing there is. So there can never be too much pride, damn it. That's my take on the question. But what is our role in life as we support individuals finding their personal self-empowerment, and as they do so, to have them doing that living from a place of authenticity? In preparing for today, I have been thinking about the elements of all of the different expressions of life that exist out there and the freedom that we have to do that in this modern world. I was sharing, I think, with Andy and Travis on my drive over here this morning. There was two Ubers on either side of me that was just, it was like crazy the way they were driving. And I noticed in each of them, there were individuals packed in there like a little sardine can, and the individuals that were in there were festooned, and they were dressed, and they were costumed, and there were plumes and feathers and all kinds of stuff. And I thought, bless their little heart, right? to not only have the desire and the want and the willingness to do that, but to do it at 9 o'clock on a Sunday morning and then go stand in the heat, right, with makeup dripping. But that's because they're choosing to live their authenticity. And I've really been bored with that word of late because I think it's used so flagrantly in today's world to live our authenticity. But from a spiritual perspective, let's look at that and see what it means. In the traditional sense of authentic, the synonyms of it are living from a place of being genuine, living your bona fide life, expressing your truth, being the real McCoy, living a kosher life from the perspective of your pureness of who you are, living a valid expression of yourself, to live true to one's own personality, spirit, or character in life. In looking at it from that perspective, that too may be true for us, that there's never could be too much authenticity in life. I also found that it says to live in a place of authenticity means to live with the courage to be yourself. Now, we've spoken before about the word courage comes from the Latin word courage, which means to live from the heart. And I think that the world would be better and better and better every single day if we could choose to live from the heart. Live from the heart in the perspective of not just human emotion, as I speak of often, and the spiritual meaning of the heart, but let's remember that the heart is the symbol for love. And in this philosophy, faith, and way of life, the science of mind, as created by Dr. Ernest Holmes, love is defined as the self-givingness of spirit whose desire is to create more of itself out of itself by giving to itself. And the reality is the only way that can happen or transpire is through you and through me. It's through sentient beings letting their light shine. That brings me to our theme for this month, which is this little light of mine. Okay, we'll do that different. Yo, 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 this little light of mine. Who knew we had some hip-hop rappers in the world, right? Our theme for the month is this little light of mine. In the book Matthew from the Bible, this is written, and let's not get attached to the gender components of this, especially on this Pride Day. But the scripture reads, "Let your light shine before men," meaning human, "in such a way that they may see your good works and glorify your Father who is in heaven." Now, in that traditional sense, those words are a bit much, certainly for me, and they may be for you. But let's break it down. It's saying, let your light shine, let that essence of the divine that is you shine before all of life in such a way that they feel and see your light, your expression of the divine, in a way that you glorify the presence that is within. And then let's take it the next step. Because if we glorify that presence by magnifying it and knowing that we live in a universe that is governed by spiritual law, therefore the very things that we emit and emanate not only ripples out unto all of life itself, but it also returns to us, which then creates this wave, literally, of our light. So just everyone in the room, sit up a little taller right now. Take a deep breath in and emanate your light. Knowing that the light you're emanating is, yo, 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 this little light of mine.
I'm gonna let it shine.
And you do, and as you do, I feel it coming to me. And as you choose to emanate and emit your life, begin to think of what it is that makes you unique and different. How is your light different from others? And on this day, June 12th in the year 2022, this day that we celebrate Pride, I invite you and I encourage each and every one of us to let our light shine in a greater and more magnificent and newer way than ever before. You know, as Jamie spoke of getting up and looking in the mirror, it took me back to one of the first workshops I ever took in the teachings of the science of mind would have been somewhere in the late early 80s, somewhere 82, 83, 84, by Raymond Charles Barker. And many of you may know the name. He was a student of Ernest Holmes, a great teacher in this philosophy, faith, and way of life. And I feel very blessed to have been able to have a brief day of study with him. But one of the things he told us to do, and this was a man of old school metaphysics, much like Ernest. They were short and they wore suits and their hair was slicked back and they were very strict and very determined and had no patience or tolerance for anything modern, right? And anything that they believed could deviate from living in principle, which I think had great value, has great value. But what he told us to do that day was to go home and to stare at ourselves in the mirror, not only tell yourself that you loved yourself, but then to do spiritual mind treatment in the mirror to yourself, right? And at first I thought, wow, he's intense. That's a lot. And that may be a crock, right? And then I did it. And I still do it to this day, because what I realize, and I invite all of you to realize about that, is that is the opportunity to connect to this little light of mine that is within me, and to then have the opportunity to form and reform my awareness of my light that exists within me. So that when I then step away from that mirror, I have strengthened my faith musculature, my awareness musculature, so that the light that I'm emanating and emitting to the world, to the human, to all that is before me, is a reflection of my knowing who I am, and that I am enough and more than enough just as I am, and I'm being called by the great I am to express who I am as an individualized expression of the thing itself. We've been taught for many years that we're in this teaching that we're supposed to be unique and individualized expressions of the thing itself, that we're made that way. I love this quote by Ernest Holmes, and we used to have it in this church on our bulletin many years ago. And it's this: the Spirit has set the stamp of individuality upon itself and called it you. The second part is equally, if not more, intriguing. And it says, what God has done, you cannot undo. Now take that in for a second. What Ernie's telling us here is that what the power of creation, the creator, the thing itself, has done by making you an individualized stamp of it, there's nothing you can do to undo that. Lenora claps about that. Nothing you can do. No matter what color your hair is, no matter how you shave your hair off, no matter what surgery you may do to the exterior, none of altering the external will change the essence of what is your internal. Because your internal is the power of the divine. And it's the internal where the light exists. Now, the external can magnify the light, but the light comes from within. Well, what else is within? Ernest goes on to tell us, well, love is within us. That's what's within us, that power, and it cannot be destroyed. It can be ignored, though. To the extent that we abandon love, this power, we will feel it has abandoned us. Denying love is our only problem, and embracing it is the only answer. Through the power of love, we can let go of past history and begin again. Love heals, forgives, and makes whole. Today, I invite you all to ask yourself, what within you, in your state of awareness, is calling for a healing? What is calling to be forgiven? What is calling to know and know that you know that the wholeness of the divine is already within us. You're imbued with it. And the healing that you may be seeking to experience can only happen when you're ready, willing, able, and then allow the wholeness to reveal itself through you. And it does that when you let this little light of mine shine and shine and shine. So love is that thing which gives us life. It's the oomph, the impetus behind the individual. And so today we get to ask ourselves, how do we get to experience more and more of this power, this oomph, this life force with life, with pride? We do that by letting our little light out to shine. We do it by expressing it in our words, our song, our feelings, our acts, our reactions, and our interactions with life itself. We allow that presence to be enacted and reenacted through us in life. In the book, This Thing Called Life, Ernie talks about this concept of expressing ourselves in this way. He says, this is what Moses meant when he said that the word is in your mouth, a blessing or a curse according to the way you use it, meaning the power. Jesus reiterated this when he said that the Father worketh until now, but now the Son works, meaning the Father, the great I am, the Son, the individualized expression of that. That whatsoever things the Son seeth the Father do, that doeth the Son also, that the Father may be glorified in the Son. Now that's a mouthful, right? Especially with a helicopter overhead. But what he's saying to us here is, as we express our divinity through our humanity, then we create this force field of energy out in the experiential form. And whatever shows up in experiential form is a reflection of what's going on internally. And so the way that we see and feel and experience that which has been caused through us gives us the opportunity to then see it as a reflection of our divinity, thereby fine-tuning our consciousness, and the cycle continues. That make sense? It was heady, but let's all say yes. Did that make sense? Yeah. Oh, I thought it did. Okay, good. So now, he goes on to tell us in this great book, you want life to live through you. You want joy to express itself in you. You desire peace of mind and happiness, success, health, radiant living. How do you desire these things in life? For they already exist in us as possibilities. Is there not an echo within you? We know there's one in the room right now because of that. But within you, is there not an echo within you as though it came from some invisible source? A deep feeling, an intuitive something. You cannot quite put it into words, yet there it is, definite as life. Do not be afraid, Ernest writes, of this urging. The urging meaning to let this power out, to let your light shine. He says all nature obeys it blindly. The culminating and triumphant result of evolution has placed in you the possibility of accepting or rejecting. In wonder and awe before the grandeur of this possibility, the mind stands still. The imagination is staggered, but that hope which springs perennial in humans' consciousness says, Beloved, now are we the sons of God, and it doth not yet appear what we shall be, but we know that when he shall appear, we shall be like him, for we shall see him as he is. What he's telling us, once again, is in those moments that we declare, demand, request even, for the divine to make itself known to us, and life may look different when it shows up, don't fret. He's saying, go back to that which you know and be open. He goes on to tell us that You already are a spiritual being. There's nothing that you have to do to become more spiritual on this journey of living your life from authenticity and letting your light shine. He says, when the mind understands this and embodies its essence, that which you are in the invisible will become more apparent in the visible. You have concluded that this is true. You are reinforced by the wisdom of the ages and are rapidly becoming further reinforced through scientific investigation. We'll let that pass. And ask ourselves, how do we begin today to move into greater communion with the power that's within us? How do we do it? How do we begin today by knowing who we are? How do we begin today to let our light shine more and more and more? Well, we do it by remembering that the only thing that we have is right now. It's important to remember that in life, you don't get the same moment twice. I'm sure we all know that, as there have been moments in our life where we reminisce on the past or long for the future. But the truth is, all we have is the now. And then the now. And then the now. Today, as we're being called to live with courage, to live our authentic lives, it's important to remember to choose to be happy in this moment right now. And to know that this moment, as we share this time together, in this moment, with the right group of people, in the right room, with the right noises in the background, with the love that we're feeling, and the wisdom that we're imbued with, is enough. And the next moment is enough. And then the next moment is enough. Each moment is all we need, not anything more, says Mother Teresa. So it's important for us as we continue on this journey of finding our personal self-empowerment through a spiritual awakening, of living our authentic lives and being proud of it, to not wait for anything in the external to be perfect before we decide to enjoy life. And when I say enjoy, I'm speaking of that as an I-N-J-O-Y. Meaning that we live life where we just open ourselves up and be free to live our lives full of possibility. And to engage into life knowing that the laws of life have our back. Remember, the law of life responds by corresponding. And so today is the day to know that the law of pure potentiality is here for us. The law of pure potentiality, according to Deepak Chopra, states that at the core of your being, all that we are is pure awareness. I'm sure you learned that in Costa Rica in a new way, didn't you? That all that there is pure awareness. And that the realm of our pure awareness is the domain of all possibility. And so today we get to ask ourselves, what is possible? And to also make a choice to let go of anything and everything that may believe that it's impossible. I'm sure once again in your ritual in Costa Rica, there was a lot of letting go. A lot of letting go. And so today I want us to hear the lyrics of the song that we've heard many times before by Eddie Watkins called I Walk Away. And let these be a guidepost for us today as we're willing to embrace the new, to step into what is possible, to choose to let our light shine in a new way, and do that because it's not anchored down with that which was. The lyrics are, every morning the light, your light, keeps getting brighter. As I wake up to the truth, and every day I'm feeling so much lighter, and the world seems fresh and new. For what I was taught and the way I thought stopped serving me long ago. For now I'm learning to trust in the God of all of us. For each day I start anew. So I'm walking away from the thinking that held me for so long, For today is the day I walk away. I'm walking away from the path that led me to confusion. For today is the day I walk away. I'm walking away from the thinking that held me for so long. For today is the day that I'm walking away from the path that led to such sadness. For today is the day I walk away. Every morning brings a new beginning by grace, another day to be. I awaken to the sun upon me shining, lighting the way for me to see. All things I sought and the way that I thought stopped serving me long ago. For now I'm learning to trust in the God of all of us. For in yesterday I'm letting go. And so today, let's all just simply let go. And open to the new of letting our little light shine. And then use our light to shine the way for others. The AIDS Life Cycle just ended yesterday, and I love that fundraiser. I think it's one of the most amazing fundraisers that exist, and it's the bike ride from San Francisco to LA, and it's a beautiful experience of building great community and raising a lot of money and people putting their body to the test of things that it minds, tells it it can't. And every year at the last night, there's a vigil that's held on the beach. It's a candle lighting ceremony. And the Sisters of Perpetual Indulgence, I don't know if you all are familiar with them. You are? So the Sisters of Perpetual Indulgence are a group of gentlemen who came together years ago that dress as outrageous nuns, and they did that to take care of those that were dying from AIDS. Started in San Francisco, and it's a community that has grown over the years, and they lead this vigil. And I close this morning with reading to you what they shared at that vigil as an instruction for each one of us to let our light shine in a new way. And here's a note from them. The sisters encourages everyone to share their love and light with the world. We remind you that thousands and thousands of candles can be lit from a single candle. And the life of the single candle will not be shortened or compromised. Happiness never decreases by being shared. We must always remember to share our love and our light. Thank you for being here today. Do you guys have a song you could do for us right now? It's very impromptu. Or we could do this little light of mine. I'm just kidding. They're going to do a song. We're going to shake things up in here a little bit, and I'm going to take a breath, and they're going to sing a song for us. Thank you.
This little light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine. Yeah, this little light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine. This little light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine. Let it shine, let it shine, let it shine. Everywhere I go, everywhere I go, I'm gonna let it shine. Yeah, everywhere I go, I'm gonna let it shine. Everywhere I go, I'm gonna let it shine. Let it shine. Let it shine, let it shine. All around the world, all around the world, I'm gonna let it shine. Oh, all around the world, I'm gonna let it shine. shine, let it shine, let it shine, let it shine. This little light, this little light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine. Hey, hey, this little light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine. This little light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine. Let it shine, let it shine, let it shine. Let it shine, let it shine, let it shine, let it shine. One more time. Let it shine, let it shine, let it shine.
I had to get myself grounded again. You know what happens. So now is the opportunity to support financially our community, and we now do that a little bit differently, but we're going to kind of go back to the way we did it before right now, just because that's how I'm rolling in the moment. Lenore's going to move through. If any of you would like to support financially in a way that you can put in the basket, she's happy to do that. As you all know, we've asked that there's a suggested donation of $50 per person as we're working to sustain and grow our community. And Lenore, there's just everywhere. And so also, if you'd like to give and support through our website, you can do that at CSL-LA, CSL-LA.org, and or you can go to the app in the App Store. And so thank you for doing that. So Andy, will you just give me a little music behind us, please? And so let's just know together that we are a community that is sustained and thriving, that we give today out of a sense of understanding and awareness that the light that we shine is not just literally a flickering flame, but it is our sharing of our essence, our abundance, our good. And so as we give today, we do so not with a clenched fist, but with an open heart, knowing that that which we give goes out into the universe to make a difference. And so what a great opportunity that we have to live anew today by consciously participating in the flow of life itself and all of its elements. Let's choose to be grateful for being together, for having Andy and Jamie and Travis here today supporting us, Scott and the team in the back, and just take a moment to cherish the good that exists by means of us here today. And so it is. So it is. Cool. So we also are now having what's called a guide for the week as we close out. And before I give you that, I'd just like to remind you that you can find out information from us, about us on our website. Also make sure that everyone's getting the new thought text for the day. Hope you're all getting that. I'm going to read today's so that you have it. And if you're not receiving it and you would like to get it, you can register for that on our website. Our text that went out this morning at 7:30 was this. The great Harvey Milk tells us this. In fact, we'll let this be our guide for the week. Okay? Never be bullied into silence or allow yourself to be made a victim. Accept no one's definition of your life. Define yourself. And so I encouraged you all in the latter part of that text to take a moment and ask yourself, does any of this ring true for you? And where in life, your life, can you live out and proud today? So thank you guys for being here today. Appreciate you all being here and showing up, and you on your birthday. Do you have big plans for your day? And I love it. That sounds good. Well, these ladies will have a lot of fun. So we will be back in person again, July 12th, I think is the date for that. Also, stay online with us as much as you can. We're there every Sunday. I know it's a completely different experience. Trust me, no one knows that more than me. I can assure you. I was in the room a while ago thinking, I love the light here. I'm not looking at 3 ring lights and 2 spotlights and colored lights and all of that. So that's it. So that concludes our service, and Jamie and Andy are going to take us out with a song. And thank you all for being here today. May you have a glorious week. And know that if you would like to join us for our midweek morning meditation on Wednesday, that's at 8:30. You can do that. We have a newsletter that goes out during the week on Mondays as a rule. And follow us on all social media. Without further ado, take us out. You're welcome.
We are the ones we've been waiting for. We are the love that we seek. We are the seeds we are sowing. We are the harvest we reap. Oh, we are the ones we've been waiting for. We are the love that we seek. We are the seeds we are sowing. We are the harvest we reap. Oh, I am that I am. Oh, I am that I am. We are the ones we've been waiting for.